Okay, so this is our application form flow, and now we are going to talk about validate input. So if you look in our screen, first screen for student, here we have one component for date of birth and another component for age. So let us evaluate whether the age value filled up by the student is correct or not, and for that we can use this validate input. Okay, this validate input feature is available for this component and we can make use of it. So here we have to give what is the error message if the input is not a valid input. Then in that case we have to display please fill the correct value for your age. So now we have to understand how to evaluate whether the valid input is available or not. So for that we use this formula, and it says when the input is valid it should return true. When the input is valid it should return true, and if the input is not valid it should return false. So I need to work on this formula, and I have to create a new resource here, and I will use formula and give an API name validate age input. For sure the data type I need is a boolean data type. Okay, either I want it as true or I want it as false. That's it. Now let us build the formula for this, and here we will use one logic operator if, and we can say if age is equal to now here let us compute this logic. Okay, so it should go like let's say flow current date and time, current date not date and time, minus whatever is the input on date of birth. Okay, so whatever comes out of this, let us divide it by 365. So because see, this subtraction will give you the number of days. To find the year I have to divide it by 365, and now this will give you some value in the decimal format like 11.25, 11.7, and in that case what I need to do is I need to get the integer, not the closest integer but the integer by removing the decimal points, and for that purpose I can use floor. So I repeat, this part will give me age in the decimal points, and I want to remove the decimal points, and that's why I'm using the floor method. Now it can either give me the result as true or it can give me the result as false. If it is true, in that case we are good and we do not want to show any error message, but if it is not, then I want to show it as false. So just click on check syntax, it says it is valid, mark it done, and that's it. Done, save, and run. So I select student, and here when I give date of birth as let's say September 1st 1994 and set age value as 12 and click on next, it says please fill the correct value for your age. Why? Because the age is not matching as of current date and this date of birth. Okay, so what is the right value for age in this scenario? So today is March 23rd, 2024, and based on that, if I evaluate, 29 is the correct value, and if I click on next, it will accept it. Okay, but it won't accept 30, it can only accept 29. So this is how you can do the input validation. Now there is another thing which you can do right here is that when the date of birth is filled up, you want the age to be auto populated. That can also be done. So if I go back to my form, and here I open this, and for age, let's say I set a default value and give it a value as, let me create a formula, evaluate student age, data type is number, okay, and the formula goes is simple. It is like current date and time. Current date, it is like flow current date minus date of birth divided by 365, and you want this entire thing inside a floor. Okay, this is the floor method. So what I'll do, I'll keep everything inside floor. And it is better to use one more bracket. That's it. So this will evaluate the age of the student. I mark it done and done. Save. Let us rerun it and select student here. Now when I give date of birth, age will auto appear. Let's say I give the same value we used 1994 September 1st. So age will appear as 29. Can I change this? Yes, you can change this. You can make it 28. It won't throw any error. But if you do that, we have another validation in place, right? There you will get stuck. So you have to make it 29. Okay. Now this change, when I change the date of birth, okay, it is evaluating the age. It is evaluating the age. Now this thing might not be working for you if you have not built a new developer edition, because now this is called reactive effect in ScreenFlow, which is new. It was not there before. It is very new. So your version, your flow version, it should be either, check your flow version here, it should be above 57. Okay, and in case it is not above 57, then what you need to do is you have to go to process automation settings, and turn on enable reactive components for specific flow versions. Later we will come here again to enable this feature, let admin debug flow as other users, but we will talk about it later only. So for now we have enabled this and save it and give one default users. So I'll give my name. That's it. You save your changes. And if your flow version is above 57, it will definitely work without even activating it from there. So no worries. Now we have understood how the validate input works. We have understood how the reactive element feature works. We will see more of it. Reactive element thing, we will see it more a little later. So let's move ahead.